This is Lauren.
This is Trey.
And this
is the Partnership Podcast.
King, queen, pauper. Poogasm.
Cut that out.
Cut that out. Holy shit, baby. We did it again. We're back in the fucking
We're
chairs.
back. Taking a week off is always so funny. And then kind of coming back in. So thank you. Thank you, gentle audience, for giving us your patience.
I liked it. I had a nice time.
I was traveling.
Yeah, she was traveling. Mm-hmm. She was in New York City doing powerful lady things, and I was here just waiting. Just waiting to thrust. It's just looking out the window. It's like, who can I thrust? And the answer is no one, except for one person. Well, I can only thrust one person, so I just waited patiently. I kept the house clean. I was a good little wife. I kept the house clean.
I'm a good little home person.
Home
Not
person?
a good little wife. That's disgusting.
You know what? Cut it out. You're right.
It's gross.
I've never been sexist. You're right.
I like
don't
us
like
saying.
those guys.
I like it when you say house husband.
I don't say
that's
sexist,
fine.
homophobic,
Homemaker.
racist things.
That's fine. Housekeeper. That's fine.
Can we
Wife,
do a little?
No.
Can we do a little housekeeping first?
Yeah.
Shout out to.
Oh my God, you brought it in.
It was a couple of podcasts ago. I basically made a statement that I would give sex to people that gave me premium coffee because one of your clients,
A podcast listener as well.
a podcast listener as well, gave you coffee for like a present for me. And then my commitment is to pleasure that person to no bounds. So I received the Starbucks espresso blend, and then, I mean, what a lovely treat. A lovely coffee cup of the city of New York, which I love so much. So I will be giving sex to you, and because of HIPAA, I don't know any details, man, woman, I'm not sure. Hopefully it's a woman. But if it's a man, I will take you into my body because a deal's a deal. Let's get back to this one. Make sure and like and subscribe to our Sexually Charged
podcast. Welcome to all the new YouTube subscribers. Hello, hi. Yeah, we talk about sex a lot on this podcast. For those who might not know, I'm a sexuality educator.
Were you confused by it, honey? You said it. You have a look on your face where it's like, am I a sexuality educator?
Well, sometimes I go, I'm a certified holistic sexuality educator.
Sure.
I was just deciding to decide what brand I wanted to market myself under. That's actually what I was doing. And Trey is just a
House
normal
husband.
guy who
I can
loves
say
sex.
house husband, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, you can.
I'm a house husband.
Let's be really clear. Trey does the majority of chores around this house. I occasionally schedule some cleaners. I don't do anything. Like nothing.
We have housekeepers and we're Lululemon.
Oh, anyway, welcome back to the chairs, babe. I thought we could talk about a couple things. One, things we do to maintain sexual tension when we're apart, because that's new. Not new. That's recent. And then how we find our ways back together when somebody arrives home, and how do you, as the house husband, maintain, how do you fight bitterness? Like, were you bitter at me for being gone? These types of things. I know things that wouldn't even click in your head.
Yeah, because it comes up.
It does for lots of people. One's off gallivanting, one's at home taking care of the kid, this such and such. So I thought we could talk about how we maintain sexual connection when we're apart, but then also how we kind of come back together. What was that face?
It was, okay, so Lauren went away for a week, and I love my routine. I actually love being here. I'm not actually a house husband. I got a fucking job. And but this was fun for me because I get to take care of the baby who's 13. And I got to take care of little Ollie, who is Holland, your coworker. And little Ollie, unfortunately, passed away while we were taking care of him. So that was really fucking sad, and I had to kind of forgive myself because I blamed myself at first. And yeah, little Ollie's a 4-pound Chihuahua, and I was told by Holland that he needs to be crated, and I didn't do that where he got to sleep with the baby. And I don't know. No. Is this for us to talk about? I don't think this is for us to talk about. I don't feel comfortable, actually. I don't know if this is for us to talk about or like to break the news, because Ollie's been on the other podcast, right?
Yeah, we're talking about it on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a part of what happened, though.
Okay, you know what? I'd love to talk about it where I don't give actual details and just say, like, unfortunately, he passed away. But then, I don't know. Is it going to down the whole fucking...
What if we say this? What if you say, yeah, let's, what if my question was, how do we maintain sexual connection? And what if you say, yeah, this is a good question type of thing? Because also not only were you house husbanding, working, there was something sad, something really sad happened, a family tragedy, not tragedy. You could just say there was also, we were working against a lot of things. I think it's a part of our story, and people have shit happen. Life is hard, right? So maintaining a sexual connection with life is really hard. And I have so many clients who will come in so sad sometimes, and they'll say, Lauren, you worked on all these amazing things with me, and we still haven't had sex in the past 2 weeks. And I'll say, well, tell me about your past 2 weeks. And they'll tell me about all of the very challenging things that they did. And I'll say, well, that makes a lot of sense to me, because those sad things happened. Those challenging things happened. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we cut out some of that because not only was I traveling, our family and extended family experienced a hardship while I was traveling. Mm-hmm. And Trey was carrying the brunt of it. It's not our story to tell, so we're going to keep that part out. But I am so thankful for tools that we have forged when we were not facing sad things, so that when we are apart facing sad things, I was in New York City. I could not comfort you and the baby when this thing was going on. I was able to trust so deeply that you knew how to ask for help. You asked me, you sent me a text. I was with clients, and you said, babe, at your convenience, when you have capacity, I could really use someone to talk with. I need to process some things. And that was so beautiful. And I think it matters. I think that I hear all the time, my partner wants emotional connection, but I want sexual connection. And I hear people, right? We talk on this podcast about the language of the body. And I do think it's necessary sometimes just to smush our genitals together and roll around in a bed together. But I also think it's necessary to keep an emotional connection. And you did a good job of that in the midst of some really hard shit while I was gone. And it'd be easy to gloss over and just talk about the sexy stuff, like as I came home. But some hard stuff happened too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. Did you hear? Can I just feed you some questions to respond to?
Yeah.
As you went through it so much more intimately than I did. Did you still feel emotionally connected to me even though we were apart?
Of course.
Okay. Did you feel you could reach out to me, ask for what you needed?
100%. We've built that rapport. Like, that doesn't go away. You know what? That doesn't go away just because we're actually in different locations.
Huh.
We make time for each other.
Yeah. Although usually when we're traveling, honey, we hardly talk.
True.
Why do you think that is?
Because we're both doing our own shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're busy with your stuff, and I'm busy with my stuff. And then, like, we also live together, and we sleep next to each other. So, like, when you come home, we're going to have time to talk. Like, we'll have time.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't have this sounds really mean, so let me say the whole thing. I don't have a desire to talk to you when I'm gone.
Yeah, me neither.
I send you little sexy, slutty messages, yes.
Yeah, and the pictures, too.
I send you sexy pictures.
You get some sexy pictures also.
Mm-hmm.
I've been eating less carbs.
But I don't, it takes me off my game off my mojo
What's that?
to talk to you.
Yeah.
When I am out in my go energy and my forward energy and my passion and chasing my dreams, I thank you. This should be said, for giving me space to do so. It really allows me the space to miss you, builds that longing and anticipation. It gives me so much. Everybody knows, if you've listened to our old episodes on the cornerstones of eroticism, I love me some ambivalence. And so when you are not texting me, not calling me, it is so hot. I do not feel forgotten about. You show me every single fucking day that you are there for me, that you love me, that you adore me. Even the nature of this trip wouldn't have been possible without your constant cheerleading, your constant support, your constant do these things that you want to do. So you are not ambivalent. And yet I get to be in the erotic space of your ambivalence, pretend ambivalence, just because I'm not like, babe, how's it going? What's going on? Babe, how's your day? How was your workshop? No, it's like, she'll tell me when she gets back.
Yeah, that dries up the pussy also.
Yeah, it's just really nice. I feel trusted. I feel like, I don't know, it's the space to like spread my wings. And like, I think also it matters so much that I come home to a clean house. Yeah. It matters so much that I come home to a person who is in his body and present and not, oh my God, I'm so glad you're home. You've been gone such a long time. Like, I've had to do all of these things by myself. And I feel so free to go. I know you just made that face, but it happens all the time that we become so codependent on our other partner that we forget how to be interdependent or intradependent individuals.
Codependency is a big turnoff.
It is for me.
It is for me. I've always found it to be a big turnoff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to say that I don't want to feel needed or valued. You know what it is? More valued than needed. Ooh. I want to feel valued. I don't really want to feel... I'm saying that doesn't sound exactly right, but I maybe if you know what I mean, because I really don't even know what I mean as I said it. But yeah, where it's you're a fully capable lady. Yeah, and I'm a fully capable gentleman. And
I don't know why that was such a turn on.
Yeah. I'm fucking horny.
Gentleman,
right now. I'm
lady.
horny right now.
Yes, I know you are.
We could stop these cameras. We don't have time to. We both have shit to do after
so many
this.
things to do.
So, yeah, I love when you're in the city, and I love when you're piercing and you're pursuing your missions and your purposes. Because one thing that I am attracted to is powerful women. It's been that way for a long time now. Powerful fucking women on their shit. So it's hot. And then ambivalence is really nice. Like, indifference makes the difference. So when I don't hear from you for an extended period of time, it's fucking hot. Do you like taking that energy that you feel, say when you're in the city, do you like taking that energy and like, do you like making a little bit longer eye contact with men that you find attractive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've told you this before, and I think I've said this on this podcast before. I will say when I am in business piercing mode, like I am really good at building a business. It is almost as if all of my energy is channeled there.
Would you say it's in your phallic?
Yeah,
Is that accurate?
I think we could gender it. Sure, it's phallic, it's go, it's masculine, it's yang, it's all of these types of things, sure. But I'm also, because of the nature of my work, in this like ooey gooey space too. I am both. I am all things incarnate. I am complete in and of myself. I am not, it's so funny, I am not on the prowl for partnered sexy stuff. I love to be like admired as the completeness of my whole self, but it's so funny. I'm not in a space for that. I have a very healthy masturbatory practice, and I believe in all of this. I did not orgasm one entire time while I was gone. I had no desire for it. And I think it's really important that we talk about some of those things sometimes, because I felt like this like contained ball of energy. And I wanted that power for this work that I was putting in the world. And I don't mean work like heave and strive. I mean, I wanted to be in my work. I wanted to be juicy in that place. And believe me, everybody knows that I think we get pleasure and we get pleasure in abundance. I didn't feel that I was restricting myself from pleasure in this instance. I felt very much... People will practice seasons of celibacy just for intrigue.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like this time.
Sweet.
I've got a lover that I'm going to come home to. And I'm okay for now. Like, yeah, I felt sexual. Yeah.
But also full transparency, you were sharing a room and then one time you were masturbating, but you fell asleep, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was in the presence of my coworker the entire time. And yeah, the one time I was like, no, you deserve to be touched. Touch one's body. Fell asleep within like 3 seconds.
That's part of being in your 30s, where it's like you're masturbating and you're like, to hell with it.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'll be transparent. I don't want to like sound
Yeah,
like
like this wasn't a celibacy
tower.
practice. Yeah.
No, it just was I always love like observing. I have so many clients who are like, again, is there something wrong with me because I didn't have sex for a week? No, there is nothing wrong with it. We have weeks like that. Remember, I mean, it became part of our joke. Like, I don't know if I remember how to orgasm, Trey. And he was like, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if you do.
It might just be for show.
Yeah. Did you just look at my genitals? It might just be for show.
Yeah.
Referencing.
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking at them right now. Make sure and like and subscribe to our podcast.
Again, please hear me. There's no award to be won for Lauren. Had I masturbated every day and had a beautiful orgasm morning and evening, it just as beautiful. It was interesting to me. I like observing humanity. And did I forget how to orgasm, Trey?
No, you've been coming a lot.
Yeah. I'll just point out some things for me that were really important for homecoming to you. The enthusiasm with which you greet me. The excitement that I am received back into a space matters muchly. The order of the home when I come in so that my whole body goes, I felt like preparations had been made for my homecoming. Coffee had been prepped for the next day. You know, I was handed a drink when I got in the car. Food, you would ask me about food. What do you need? What do you need when you get home? Was it important for me to be able to listen to my own body and share what I needed when I got home? Hell yeah. And your questions of, what are you craving? Were so important. And I don't think we've talked about it before. All the little things we do to prepare for our lover's homecoming, for our lover's arrival. I think that is a part of dating a long-term partner that we undervalue. It's so crucially important. If we were gonna go out on a date with somebody or bring somebody back to our place for the first time, most likely we'd give it a tidy. Most likely we'd wipe down the toilet and do a quick vacuum through the house at least. And I feel like that when you bring me home to my own freaking house. And God, that's fun. It is so fun to miss you, to long for you, to anticipate touching you, smelling you, and knowing that it'll be a good time.
Doing all those things, does it give you the space to like relax and then to be horny? Great.
Yeah, because I'd had some big missions this week.
Yeah.
And to receive pleasure means to go, okay, right? I'm not in the giving space of my favorite wheel of consent. I'm in a receiving space. Yeah, it does. It really does.
Great.
Is there anything that I did that made you excited to see me, or am I literally just...
Thirst traps always help. Telling what you want to do to me helps. And then, what was it, like sexual currency? So we're really exchanging. It's the Bitcoin. It's the Bitcoin of electronic sex. So we go back and forth. Like we get pretty explicit during text, and then we send pictures. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like burn our fucking phones.
Burn them.
Yeah, burn our phones. An iPhone, if you're listening, mind your beeswax.
Can you talk a little bit about the space you prepared, how we talked about a space on Wednesday that we were going to have? So I got home Tuesday night late.
Yeah.
We had talked about, Trey will always do this thing, like, when are you free to get together? It's a little line that he uses. He's used it with other people before
in my
me.
hunting days, yeah.
Yeah, but he uses it with me. And so I actually tangibly looked at my calendar because I was getting home Tuesday night at like 8:50, and I was going right into clients at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. And Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday are my client days. And this business is booming right now. And so Trey said, when are you free to get together? For those who might know, I see clients late into the evening on Thursdays and Fridays. Wednesdays are a date day with my best friend. And I was like, oh, crap, when am I free to get together?
Yeah, so when are you free to get together means not an opportunity, not for sex. When are you free to get together for sex? We don't do that. When are you free to get together for an opportunity for sex to happen? So it takes away the expectation of sex, but it gives the other person, or it gives us, like, I feel like shit. I have a fucking head cold. I actually need to take a nap with half of this. So it's the opportunity for it to happen. It's not the actual thing. So there's no expectation. So we did 2 to 4. That worked for my calendar as well. I prepared the living room for sexy times.
If you haven't listened to The Living Room Adventure,
is that what it's
recommend.
called?
Uh-huh.
It's a good title. So yeah, just got the living room together, and it was great.
Yeah.
We christened the new coffee table. That was fun.
Uh-huh. Was it fun?
It was good. And then we had 2 hours. We made love for an hour, and then you just took a nap for the other hour.
Asleep.
What did I do?
You made food. I woke up to meat.
I was a hungry bear. So I was like, I don't want sleep. I want protein.
I went into a delirious post-orgasmic nap and woke up to some meat and protein and went right back to my work day.
That's right. I made you protein as well. Yep. So it's just coming, eating meat. That's what we do here.
That space, though, right? Not this expectation or obligation to fuck my husband as soon as I got home. Oh God, I've been gone for such a long time, so he's going to need me. He's going to need a release. He's going to be resentful if I make him wait. I had none of that.
Well, ask me about my masturbatory practice
Please share with the audience and me your masturbatory practice. I'm dying of curiosity.
I was putting in work. I'm talking hard hat, lunch pail, let's get down to the nitty gritty type work. I was coming. Too much, probably. Just too much coming, okay? Sometimes dry mind, a lot of the times, internet sensations, and, there we had it. I even had to pull back because the nice thing about you coming home and us kind of, sending sexy stuff is I think I shut it down like a day and a half before you came home. So like 30 hours. Wow. Because if I go like 48 hours without full release, full send, and I started to get brain zaps. So anyway, I was putting a hurting on my dick. Let's get back to this one though. What were we talking about?
I think this is actually really good that you brought this up because masturbatory practices are celebrated in this house because it is not my responsibility to fulfill your sexual needs, like your orgasmic needs in that way, right?
No,
and so I don't come
we
home
don't do that
thinking I've blue-balled Trey for a week.
Yeah.
No, that's not my job.
And also, it is a kink of mine that your sexual needs are my responsibility. So that's not a burden. That's a gigantic kink.
Yeah.
I'm just a sexual butler here.
Yeah.
That rules.
Yeah. And isn't that interesting? Because it is not, yes, it is in a sexy erotic way, but not in a tangible way. Because
Well, we haven't had that conversation yet, babe.
What do you mean?
The tangible way of how that works.
No. Of me being the provider of all your sexual needs.
Oh, mine?
Yeah,
no.
That's
The other way around.
What?
We can have that conversation. No, the other way around. I'm the sexual
I know.
fucking...
and that's what I'm saying.
I'm just here to fuck.
Okay, great. In my experience, I was raised to believe that it was my job to fulfill my partner's sexual needs. So it's not as hot and sexy to me.
Okay, yeah, we're talking. This is a one-way street right now.
I know.
You keep talking about yourself. I feel like we're talking about.
I'm saying that this is
keep
beautiful.
trying to put it
I
onto
celebrate you,
you.
baby. I celebrate you.
All right, I celebrate us.
I celebrate you. So yes, Trey does have this kink that it is his job, which is lovely. And I work with individuals all the time of getting out of that space of being in a place of service, but Trey loves being in the place of service.
I'm trying to get into that space.
Hence the coffee. Yeah, thank you for emphasizing that we did. I mean, literally, y'all, I put it on my calendar. I put L&T time, do not disturb. Holland was like, what's this? I said, you don't want to know. Don't come by our house.
I had it on my schedule as well. 2 to 4.
Do not come by. We arranged for childcare. We shut all the windows.
Yep.
Not, okay, it's time. But let's connect. Let's get in a sexy space and see what happens.
Take our time to warm each other up. We play the 3-minute game.
Of course we play the 3-minute game, right? Before my work day, I put on sexy lingerie underneath my work clothes so that I could feel sexy. I sent him pictures through the day, just like if I was still gone. And I thought about how excited I would be to have a midday romp with like a lover that was not something I was obligated to do. This was for me. This was a gift for me. Not one more thing on my checklist. This was like a siesta midday. This was sneaking away, like playing hooky from work type of thing for the most beautiful 2 hours. And like Trey said, we do not say this is for sex. We say this is to become reacquainted. This is to create a space to love on one another. This is to create an erotic atmosphere. If all things lead to sex, fabulous. But there's no pressure, which then makes it exciting.
We both know what's up also.
We do.
Is that you, babe?
That was my tummy.
God damn.
I had so much protein. It's like zoop. I doubt the audience heard it because these are great mics. But my stomach just growled. Yeah, it was juicy.
Mama, you want to keep going?
No, I think we can kind of wrap up here. I would just say that you and I have been observing how fun it's been we've just been so sexually charged the last few days. Do you think it has to do with me having been gone?
Yes. Like not the lack of touch.
Yeah.
100%. And then like 100%.
I was telling somebody while I was gone, you did things that I didn't know you were doing. And then once I got home, you've been updating me on things you did. You got a new like golf trainer. You did, like to me too, that introduces novelty, surprise, curiosity that is delicious to me. Ooh, I didn't know that. Ooh, I didn't know that. Tell me more. And that is incredibly erotic to me. So I loved it. Let's go way more often. Y'all, thanks for coming to this episode of the Partnership Podcast. I'm going to wrap this up really quickly because we have a minute. If you want to schedule a free consult to work with me, you go to sexedforyou.com/free consult. Keep in mind, these are our opinions, only our opinions. Take what you like, leave the rest. You have a right to informed decision making. Bye.
So good, honey. What a wrap up.